Hello and welcome to Class Course. So today we'll be talking about some of the battles that happened during the Civil War.
Yes, but more specifically, we will be talking about the battles of Irish Bend in Louisiana and Jackson in Mississippi. The Battle of Irish Bend took place on April 14, 1863 in St. Mary Parish, Louisiana. Also known as the Battle of Neerson's Woods and the Battle of Franklin, this battle involved several forces including the Union's 4th Division and IXX Army Corps, and the Confederates' 28th Louisiana Infantry, 2nd Louisiana Cavalry, and several others.
As a part of the campaign operations in West Louisiana, principal commanders involved were Brigadier General Cuvier Grover for the Union and Major General Richard Taylor for the Confederacy. Directly before the battle, 2 Union divisions moved into western Louisiana across Frederick Bay towards Fort Bisland, intending to intercept a Confederate retreat at Fort Bisland. Brigadier General Cuvier Grover's division moved up the Atchafalfa River into Grand Lake.
The division arrived in the morning on April 13, 1863, but scattered Confederate troops tried to keep them from leaving the ship. The Union troops prepared for a dawn attack towards Franklin that evening, but Major General Richard Taylor sent a portion of his troops to fend off the attack. Taylor and his men arrived at Neerson's Woods on April 14th, about 1.5 miles away from Franklin, where Grover's division was planning to attack. Grover's troops later encountered Confederate soldiers. They began skirmishing, but soon the fight grew intense, and the Union soldiers were forced to fall back. Soon the gunboat, called Diana, arrived. However, the Confederate soldiers were outnumbered and eventually retreated. This resulted in a Union win and assured the success of the expedition into West Louisiana. The estimated casualties for this battle were 353 for the Union, but the Confederate casualties were unknown.
1 month later, the Battle of Jackson took place in Hinds and Jackson County, Mississippi on May 14, 1863. This particular battle involved the Union armies of Tennessee and the Confederates' Jackson garrison.
As a part of Grant's operations against Vicksburg, the principal commanders were the Union's Major General Ulysses S. Grant and the Confederacy's General Joseph E. Johnston and Brigadier General John Gregg. On May 9th, the Confederate Secretary of War sent General Joseph E. Johnston a dispatch which told him to proceed at once to Mississippi and take chief command of the forces in the field. He arrived in Jackson on May 13, 1863, where he learned that corps from the Union Army of the Tennessee had the intention of separating Vicksburg from the railroads and the city. Johnston was informed that only 6,000 troops were readily available to help protect the town.
He ordered an immediate evacuation of the town and left Gregg in charge of defending the town until the evacuation was fully completed. Finally, the Union Army Corps had encountered the Confederates. They fought for about an hour, but heavy rain prevented them from fighting too intensely. Soon, the Union soldiers were able to slowly drive back the rebels. Johnston later told Gregg that the evacuation was complete and that the remaining Confederate troops had fallen back. The Union burned the town and severed the railroads. This was the end of the battle, which resulted in yet another Union victory.
Estimated casualties for this battle were 1,136 in all, but for the Union there were about 286, and for the Confederacy there were about 858.
Alright, that's it for today. Thank you for watching.
Have a nice day, a nice week, a nice year, a nice life. Bye-bye!